Katsumi was pointing his finger at Hiroki, while the rest of us just kept staring at them completely puzzled. Hiroki sat back in his chair and put his hands up, showing he didn't want to get into a conflict. Mizuki was the first who showed some reaction.
Katsumi, please sit down. We're in a workplace, not in the street.
This is just another meeting that will have to be interrupted.
I apologize. I won't be causing you any more problems. I'll go.
Katsumi, please sit down and let's talk this through. I can't even remember what happened that made you feel so upset.
How can you not remember? And how come Katsumi recognized you, but you didn't recognize him? It doesn't make sense.
Never mind.
Rokuro, we used to play Shadow Time together. Remember that virtual reality game? We couldn't know what each of us looked like in reality because we played as avatars and used nicknames. But we could talk to each other.
It's just a computer game, for goodness sake.
It's a game where we had a chance to earn a lot of money. But I didn't have a team which was loyal enough.
Let's drop this for a moment. Are we gonna continue with this meeting and talk business? Or are we putting it off?
Get serious for a change, the two of you, will you? Go somewhere else and discuss your issues there.
We really didn't have to start it all this way, really.
I'm sorry, Katsumi, if I insulted you or caused you any damage. I'm willing to talk this through and make it up to you. What do you say we make peace?
Hiroki was now standing opposite Katsumi. Because of all the suspense, my throat got dry, so I reached for my glass. At that same moment, Hiroki extended his arm toward Katsumi, accidentally pushing my glass on the way. I dropped it and spilled the juice all over me.
Oops, I'm sorry. I didn't see you were holding a glass. That's some tough luck I have today.
Oh, it's nothing. Don't get upset, it will dry out.
I hope so. I'll make it up to you if the stain remains.
It's alright. There's really no need for that. Mizuki brought kitchen towels, and I helped her wipe off the table. Rokuro and Akiko were just sitting, giggling and rolling their eyes. Katsumi was no longer upset, and now it was him who offered his hand to Hiroki to reconcile.
Alright. I apologize too for snapping like that. But I couldn't help it. I hope this time we'll cooperate better.
Sure thing!
Does that mean that Hiroki's now officially a part of our team?
Haven't we agreed to that already?
We have, but after what happened today, I have to make sure Katsumi and Hiroki will be able to put their issues aside and behave themselves.
Everything's fine as far as I'm concerned.
All is well, Mizuki. I was over the line. As a matter of fact, I was just surprised to see the world such a small place. It won't happen again.
Would you sign that statement?
Rokuro, stop adding fuel to the fire. That's my job, remember?
Everybody burst out into laughter, and the tension was beginning to let up. We soon ended up chit-chatting about some unrelated matters until, at one point, Mizuki reminded us we were there to discuss business.
Alright guys, now let's quickly sum up who found out what during the research. And then, when we have enough information, we're gonna come up with some constructive idea about our future work.
I'd say I should go first. Because my job is to inform you about our limitations from a legal point of view. We're only allowed to use free data that we can find on the web. We're not allowed to share publicly any data without the consent of the owner. There's a lot more to it, but the point is we have to be extremely careful.
As far as the users are concerned, I'd like to add that they are all mainly girls. Teenage girls, to be more precise.
Yes. Also, Akiko and I did some research on the stuff they wanna find out from the guys they meet online. Everyone can send their photos. But that doesn't guarantee us we're chatting with that exact person.
If we could create a list of accounts which users have flagged as suspicious, we'd have something to start with.
We could do that. What do you think, Katsumi? Is it doable?
Yeah, everything is doable. I'll figure out how to make a base, which we don't have to access, but where users can leave their data, and give permission for those data to be shared with third party. As for us, we're clean.
And what if someone enters false data?
We'll filter them and save only those that have been flagged most.
Good idea.
Great! The only thing that we're left with is the choice of music.
I suggest we get in touch with some famous band. I don't know if you've heard about Above Dream. Their music is awesome.
I didn't know you liked them. Our friend Tadaki wrote one song for them.
That's perfect! I hope you can arrange for me to meet them. I'm a huge fan.
This is a nice idea, Hiroki. I'll think about it. Alright then. I think we covered all burning issues. I'll see you guys next time when Katsumi has the trial version of the app.
We separated in peace. I saw Akiko going away with Hiroki, and I was sorry I couldn't come with them. I had a lot of work to do for my studies. Katsumi and Rokuro already had plans, so they each went their separate ways. I didn't have the time to go home and change, so I dropped by a clothes store nearby and found a perfect combination. I wonder what would Hiroki say if he saw me wearing a t-shirt with the logo of his favorite band. When I look at it again, the stain is barely visible. I reached the metro station on time. Hiroki and Akiko got there after me.
Hello, we caught up with you.
Hi!
You could have waited for us.
I don't know. I wanted to go home to change my clothes, but I changed my mind in the end.
Sorry again for ruining your clothes. It's only in this daylight that I see how huge the stain is.
I noticed that too. I regretted not buying that t-shirt I spotted in the window on my way to the station. Akiko took her cell into her hands to reply to Tadaki's text and ignored us. Hiroki and I didn't know what to talk about. The silence was making us feel uncomfortable. It looks like the train is late.
Yeah. You use this line often?
Yeah, most of the time.
Akiko told me you were attending the police academy. Can you keep up with the study material?
Yeah, I managed to do everything that's requested of me, and the exams are really not that difficult.
Great. That means you're studying something you really like, just like me. That's why I find my studies entertaining.
And what do you study?
Psychology. You know Professor Curtis?
You go to his classes too?
Yeah, that's not unusual. It's just, I had psychology in each year of my studies. I think you have it only during the first year.
I used to think it was an easy course.
Hey, I can make it easier for you. I can try to find my first year notes. Just remind me about that, will you? As a matter of fact, I'll get your number from Akiko, and I'll call you.
Sorry to interrupt your chit-chat, but didn't you see the train already arrived?
Honestly, I didn't. We got carried away.
We'll continue our talk some other time.
Come with us. You can continue talking in the train. Hiroki and I are going to visit some apartments for rent. It would be nice if you could take a look too.
I'd like you to come with us.
I'm sorry, guys, but I have to turn down your offer. I already told my boyfriend I'd go to college right after our meeting. I'm really in a hurry.
Too bad.
Come on, Hiroki, we're gonna miss the train. Talk to you later. I'll let you know if I found the right apartment.
Alright, bye. I entered the train which took me to the college, and I couldn't help but wonder which one of them was looking for an apartment, Akiko or Hiroki. Or were they planning to live there together? I tried to finish all the work I had there as soon as I could, hoping to join them in their search for an apartment. At the office hours, I got a longish list of books which I was supposed to find in order to do my term paper. Police psychology. It shouldn't be hard. What's hard is taking all these books from the library home. I was walking toward the exit when I spotted my boyfriend standing at the end of the hall. He was leaning against the wall and looking toward the place where I was coming from. He made a step forward as soon as he saw me. He was smiling and hiding something behind his back. I ran into his arms. He wrapped my waist with one arm and lifted me up.
Here you go, beauty. I wanted to surprise you and brighten your day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my love. I've never received a bouquet of flowers.
You're welcome. If I knew you'd be so happy, I would have been buying you a new one each day.
That romantic gesture meant a lot to me. I was so happy I was bouncing around him like a little girl.
My heart is full when I see you're that happy. How did the office hours go?
Oh, I need to look through a bunch of books and do my police psychology term paper. Tadaki helped me by saying that my initiative and research of extracurricular books will definitely be noticed by the professor.
Great. Does that mean I'll be seeing you less?
If I find a way to finish my paper before the deadline, then I'll have the time for hanging out.
Of course, in the meantime we have ChatLinx.
That's right.
So, hurry up. Get down to business. I promised my pals we'd shoot some hoops. Just so we can keep in good shape.
Text you later then.
Bye.
I was headed toward the library to get all of the books I needed. But once I saw Akiko's text, I put it off till the following day. I wondered if Hiroki was still with her, but I didn't ask anything. Since I did all the stuff I had to do, and my boyfriend had already gone to play basketball, nothing was keeping me from going there and seeing Akiko. The apartment for rent was in the suburb, and it had a beautiful view of the town, away from the heavy traffic and noise. The metro station was close by, so any part of the town was within an hour's reach. The best thing about it was equally distant to our college in the town center.
How come such an apartment is still free? It has it all! The view, the location, it's fully equipped.
And the furniture's not the cheap one. Are you sure it's meant for students?
I found this listing on a webpage where people wrote about the locations where they lived. This one was rated best. That's why I suggested Akiko we should come see it together.
This place has some super nice furniture. I can totally picture myself living here. I envy you.
Why is that so? We haven't decided on it yet. Akiko's just looking.
Oh, but I can picture myself here too! Early waking, exercising by the window with the most beautiful view in town, hot coffee?
What? Noise in the early morning? How do you plan to live with a roommate? I know you too well.
Hey you! I'm your blood!
Let me tell you something, so you can understand my trouble. I have one more pest beside Akiko.
Oh, I'll be glad to hear you out. I know Akiko can be a handful too.
Just keep talking behind my back, you two. I'm gonna see how big the closets are.
I was left alone with Hiroki as Akiko was in the bedroom. He walked up and down looking around for God knew what, his hands behind his back. He would turn around from time to time to check where I was, or comment on paintings, but apart from that, nothing else. He He came to the couch and touched the cushion like he was familiar with all sorts of fabrics. And then he sat down and spread his arms, reaching a significant part of the couch.
This is a dream come true. This is the most comfortable couch I've ever sat on. I had one of a similar type at home, and I always fought with that kid when it came to lying around on it. We even had a seating arrangement.
You mentioned having another pest besides Akiko?
Yes, Akiko's my cousin. Our fathers are brothers. I meant my sister, Seiko.
Oh, life hasn't been good to you. You had to look after them all the time and handle their whims. I wonder if Seiko and Akiko have something in common, or are they completely different?
Many would rather say they are siblings. They're both impetus and obstinate. Whenever they're in the same room, you can feel the ground shaking. They're either greatly loving each other, or greatly fighting with each other.
That would be fun to watch. Akiko fighting with herself.
It really is fun, in the beginning.
Hey, what are you doing in here? I leave you for a couple minutes, and there you are, already chit-chatting behind my back.
That's right, we're talking behind your back. You don't have to know everything.
Oh, it's nothing like that, Akiko. He's messing with you.
Ha! You two just lean back and relax while I check out the entire place. You should take a look too and help me make my decision.
What's there to think about? The location's great, the furniture's super new.
What do you think? Do you like the apartment I found for us?
I'm thrilled, Akiko. This place is beautiful.
Phew! You just took the weight off my shoulders. I like it a lot. I was afraid you were not gonna like it and I would have to start looking again.
Akiko, take a deep breath. I like it.
Awesome! We're gonna live together!
Girls, congrats. You can count on my help.
There's just one more thing you're not telling me, Akiko. What's the rent? Akiko looked at Hiroki and smiled bashfully. Hiroki nodded in approval and leaned over to kiss Akiko in the forehead. That's when it all became clear to me. Akiko could never afford a place like this, and neither could I. Hiroki was the one who'd pay for it all.
I have the best cousin in the world!
It will be my pleasure to help you girls get independent. Freedom is priceless.
Hiroki, it's okay if you want to offer help to your cousin, but you're not responsible for me.
We're not discussing that now. Talk to your mother about the moving, and we'll arrange the details. I'm happy to see that Akiko has an honest friend. And I want to help as much as I can to strengthen your friendship.
I love you, my dearest relative. She means really a lot to me, and yet we barely find time to see each other with all the stuff we have to do.
Add guys to that, and wow.
Now you understand me. Don't let yourselves lose your friend. I would give everything just to have my high school friends around again. But life always takes you somewhere else.
Akiko screamed with joy and threw herself into Hiroki's arms. She took my hand and made me jump on the couch with her. Hiroki called the owner and took care of the papers. The only thing left was for me to have a talk with my mom and announce the news to my boyfriend, which turned out to be the hardest part. It was time I talked to my mother about moving out. I couldn't wait to get home. I gave her a call right away.
Hello.
Mom, hi. What are you up to?
I'm still at work, honey. Are you home?
Nope, I had a pretty eventful day today, actually. There was so much going on.
Wow, you sound happy.
Yes, Mom, I want to tell you something. But please, promise me you won't get mad.
Alright, I won't because obviously it must be something good. Considering how you feel, right?
Exactly. First things first, I want to apologize for being inconsiderate and not paying attention to your feelings. I'm talking about that night, you know.
I was wondering when you'd bring that up. Alright, apology accepted.
I did some thinking and I spoke with Akiko. We came up with the idea to move in together. We went to take a look at an apartment we found online.
All of a sudden? This is not something you decide overnight. You don't know that life is expensive. How are you going to pay your bills?
Akiko and I have been working on a new project for ChatLinx company. We'll be able to pay our bills with the fees we'll get for it.
That's not a steady job.
Mom, I can find a job anytime. At least part-time jobs are easy to find. Akiko's family supports her. We'll be just fine.
I can't keep you from going, and I'll understand your wish to be independent. You're a grown-up, although you'll always be a little girl to me. I'll support you in your decision, but you should know you always have a place to come back to.
Mom, thank you so much. Akiko's gonna be thrilled.
Send me some photos of that place. I want to make sure you have everything you need there.
I will. You'll be thrilled. I love you.
I love you too. My girl's growing up. Oh, now I'm both sad and happy at the same time.
Everything's gonna be okay, Mom. I promise. My hands were shaking with excitement because I wanted to let Akiko know the good news right away. I quickly texted her, and then started to think how I should break the news to my boyfriend. I didn't even get to the point of telling him how amazing the apartment was, and that I couldn't wait for the time when I would wake up next to him in our bed. We had a long talk ahead of us. I was on my way to his place, and I just couldn't help thinking what it was that made him so upset. I thought about our last talk. He knew my mom didn't approve of his visits during late night hours. He knew we hadn't been dating long enough to make such a big step in our relationship. He knew everything, except one thing. He didn't know Hiroki was gonna be there too. Somebody must have told him.